morning, boys. Today we're doing a dinosaur, so you can draw any of these in the general folder, or you can choose these ones. These are probably easier for you. Step 1. Lightly sketch the contour line, this is the outline, of the dinosaur's body using a pencil on the paper. Focus on getting the proportion correct. Okay, boys, I'd like to show you this quickly. So this is our Triceratops. Now, these pictures in the general folder are a lot harder to do than the other ones I put in, so please don't worry if you need to do something a little bit more simple. I completely understand. I just want to show you using this one so you have an idea of what we're doing. So whenever you're doing an observational drawing, you need to get your proportions right, okay? So you can measure with your hands, see how many heads would go into the body. 1, 2, and then there would be a bit for the tail. But we also measure, we also see our basic shapes, okay? So what shape is this? This is an oval shape, and then the little these horns would stick up a bit. So that's an oval. The body also is an oval. And then this bone here is a rectangle. That one's another rectangle, and that's another rectangle. So we break it into basic shapes to help us to draw. I'm sure we all know this. We've talked about it a lot in class. So what I'm going to do before I do my details is I'm going to just draw my basic shapes. Okay, so if you need to hover your pencil and just get the feel for the shape, that's absolutely fine as well. Okay, remember what we did with the rhino before. So I'm going to go down now to my paper. Where's my paper? There. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see what's going on. And here we are. Okay, now, sorry, the lighting is not great in here, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to get my basic shape. What was it? An oval. And I'm going to draw my oval onto this picture. Okay. Now, once I've done that oval, I'm going to do the bigger oval. So that other oval would come like that. Okay. And then we have our square, or no, our rectangle, sorry. And then we'd have 2 more rectangles, one down here for that leg, and then the other leg comes down like that. Okay. Then we've got the other legs on the other side. So again, measure the head. How many heads to the other leg? It's 1 and a little bit. So the head, 1 and a little bit, go down, and this is where my legs are going to be. Okay. You can also use your pencil to help you with your measurements. Remember what we did with the rhino? Like to see the angle of things, you can use your pencil as a guide. It's very useful. Otherwise, we just... these are not exact proportions as well, so these are just basic things. And then once we start drawing, we can obviously alter things and add. But it is useful to try and get it as accurate as we possibly can. And boys, please don't panic if you don't get it exactly how it looks. That is the purpose of this exercise. It's to practice, it's to learn, it's to draw. Step 2, use a waterproof black marker or a pen to begin drawing the bones. Draw slowly and begin with the bones that are at the top and overlap other bones. Move on to the bones that are underneath. Here, this is a very thin marker that I have. It's a waterproof marker. Remember, if you're going to use a marker, make sure it's waterproof. Right, there we go. Once the bones are drawn, you can erase the original pencil line if it no longer matches. Okay, so I've drawn some of my dinosaur now, and I just want to show you hatching and cross-hatching. Step 4, use the black waterproof marker or a pen to add value to the areas on the bone that would be shadowed. Use hatching to create medium values, and then cross-hatching to add the darker values. This will help give the bones the illusion of form, or the look of being three-dimensional and not flat. Hatching lines travel in one direction, cross-hatching lines overlap each other. These are very important ways of shading, especially if you're using pen or it works the same in pencil. So what I'm going to do is, with hatching, you're going to go in one direction. So the horn, we'll do hatching on the horn. So hatching, you literally have your line going in one direction. That is hatching. And it's for a kind of medium darkness. Then when you are doing cross hatching, you're going to add a cross, like it sounds. So you're going to go one direction like this. That's hatching. And then cross hatching, you're going to add the cross. Okay, there you go. As you can see, they give very different effects. And it's just a way of shading. I would like you to add value to your dinosaur. It's very important. Even if you do a very simple dinosaur, I would like you to add your shading. Shading is very important. It gives a type of form. So it makes something look like it has form, which is like 3D. And you can go over things. So for example, on this bone, we're going to do hatching down this side just to make it look a little bit darker. Then in this bone here, I'm going to do a line, and on that line I'm going to add some cross hatching just to make it look like it's got a little bit more form than it currently does. Okay, so now it looks like the bone is higher here, dips in here, and then goes to the other side there. Right, cool. So even on this middle bone here, the spinal bone, I'm going to add some hatching just so you can see it's underneath these other bones on top of it, the ribs. So add some hatching on here. All right, boys, I'm going to leave it there just because it will take a while for me to finish this dinosaur. If you don't finish today, please don't panic. Please just send me a picture of what you've got, and then you can bring it to school when we go back to school. And once we've done the shapes, the drawing of our dinosaur, adding in our details and our shading, we're going to do some coloring or some painting over it with a border. Okay, so our border, once you're happy with your basic shapes and you've drawn your dinosaur, you can obviously rub out your guideline shapes. So this is my example. I've drawn my dinosaur and I've done him in a waterproof marker, but you can do him in pen. So boys, please note you can use any of the easier ones in the general folder. That's absolutely fine. Just remember you have to add in your cross hatching and your hatching. See, I put hatching here and then cross hatching is this. So remember, please do that. We're not going to paint today. I think it'll take a long time to do this dinosaur, and please bring it to school when you come. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.